angle, and then I'm just going to cut little mini batons about 1/4 of an inch long, and those are going to look really nice in our salad. Now let's go check on our pears. Now you can see these are cooked nicely now. The color's changed on the outside. Got nice caramelization. I'm just going to turn these over. And we'll go back to toss the salad, and we're ready to plate. So I'm going to quickly toss the salad, just enough dressing in here to dampen up the greens. We don't want them to be wet and soggy. So really seasoning quantity in addition to those ingredients is important. And when I plate a salad, people have a tendency to want to manhandle the greens. I hold these really delicately and I just let them fall out of my hand. And by doing that, I get nice height on them. They stack up really nicely on the plate like that. If I squeeze too hard, it's like a clock spring. They just bounce right back. And I'm going to garnish with some point raised blue cheese. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my knife down here next to the coals for about 5 seconds. And I'm going to warm up the tip of the knife just so that I can slice through that crumbly cheese without it breaking apart on me. It's a little hot knife technique. And then I can just slide that piece of blue cheese right onto the salad in its entirety. We'll come back with our pears and probably go all around the corners of the platter. And then we'll just garnish with some of our toasted walnuts. And there we have our grilled Bartlett pear with bitter greens, blue cheese, and toasted walnuts. For our last recipe in this segment, we're going to look at Fatima's tiered potato salad. Although Fatima has some biblical references, in this case it's really just a name. We could call this my Aunt Sally's tiered potato salad if my Aunt Sally was from Northern Africa. So I have an array of vegetables that I already have on the grill over here. We're going to go take a look at those, turn those, and brush them with a little additional olive oil, which they're marinated in. So I have some beautiful tomatoes, some beets. We just get some grill marks on the beets here. Nice caramelization. Pre-cooked potatoes, we're just crisping up those a little bit on the outside. Some zucchini, some white onion, and some rings of bell pepper. So the fun is in the assembly here. We're going to artfully arrange these in a bit onto the plate, but I just want to give them a little love with some olive oil here while they finish cooking on that last side. So they're almost ready. While these are finishing up, we're going to go back over here and we're going to talk about the dressing. So I have some fresh cilantro and parsley that I picked off the stems here. Some beautiful Easter egg radishes. Easter egg radishes, obviously because of the color, they come in various colors like colored Easter eggs. And then I have some whole cooked eggs. Our dressing today, we're looking at a charmoula. So charmoula is a common vinaigrette in Northern Africa. So we're going to start off with a substantial amount of extra virgin olive oil in here, as is the case in a lot of African and Middle Eastern dishes. And then we're going to go back and revisit my garlic trick from earlier. So taking that clove of garlic, utilizing the back edge of my knife to crush that. And then in doing that, just really minimizing the time it takes to get this processed all the way back into a fine chop. And then again, moving the larger pieces that kind of ride up the edge of my knife back into the mix. So garlic, olive oil. And then we have some chopped up version of the herbs that we have here. So lots of parsley, lots of cilantro go into the mix here. And then we have a little bit of paprika, some sweet paprika in this case, actually a fair amount. And then we're going to use just a little bit of cumin, toasted cumin. And then for the acid, we're going to use lemon juice. So in Northern Africa, predominantly Muslim communities there, so alcohol's not a prevalent thing. Vinegar you don't find as an acidification agent in their cuisine. You find lots of lemon juice and citrus. So I'm just going to stir this up. Really, really flavorful, fragrant olive oil, the paprika, that little bit of toasted cumin, and then big flavors in the herbs and the garlic in that as well. So I've got a little landing spot here on this plate where I'm going to take my vegetables. I'm going to be a little gentle with these tomatoes. Put those down. The rest of the stuff I don't have to be as gentle with. So the potatoes, nice markings there. Beets. Golden beets, beautiful color, and our zucchini, and then our onions and our peppers. So now the fun comes. We're going to build this salad on the plate over here. So a tiered salad, basically we're looking at sort of layering this. I don't want to stack it up and make it look too contrived. I want it to seem a little bit natural and somewhat rustic. So I'm going to start with my potato pieces. And I'm going to place those just at the back of the plate here. And then I'm going to come in with my tomato slices next. Soft, almost become part of the dressing when they break down a little bit like this. Then I'll bring in the beets, those, and finally my zucchini slices. I'm trying to create a little flow here. And then for our garnishes, we're going to utilize the egg component here and the radishes. So the egg, I have this interesting little contraption here that cuts eggs either into slices if I use this plate or wedges if I use this one. So I'm going for wedges here. I'm just going to angle that back a little bit. And that enables me to take these nice slices with the yolk intact, sort of arrange those, again, trying to make them look random, so placing them quite precisely. Oops, yolk down. And then we're going to come back and garnish with our dressing. And we'll put the radishes on last. We don't want to bury the beautiful color of those radishes. So charmoula, just randomly kind of drizzling it around, making sure we get some onto the vegetables, and also filling the dead space on the plate so we have a nice balanced plate of food here in terms of the visual. And then we'll come back with our radish component. And finally, we're going to take our last components here in the form of these rings, onions and the peppers, and we're going to utilize the different shapes and sizes to create a sort of dramatic effect here on the top. So just mixing in the colors and adding obviously additional flavor components to that. And so now we have our Fatima's tiered potato salad with Moroccan charmoula.